What is up, my marvelous peeps? Today we're going to be talking about the Deviants from the Eternals movie that just came out, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want anything spoiled, click away now and come back later. I think the Deviants are the actual good guys in this story, but let me explain. So the Celestials, right? They want to have babies, but they can't have babies like mommies and daddies have babies, so they have to basically put their egg inside of a life-rich planet, and then eventually when that egg hatches, it destroys the planet. Now the Deviants were created to get rid of apex predators on those planets that ended up killing everything so life couldn't flourish. But they decided to deviate from that path. See what I did there? And kind of started killing everything on the planet, which the Celestials didn't like. So they created the Eternals so that they would stop the Deviants from killing all the life on the planet. The Eternals eventually learned that the Celestials destroy the planets and billions of people on that planet to then birth their own race. Some of the Eternals don't really like that, so they no longer side with the Celestials. But what if, next episode of What If, is what if the Deviants did the exact same thing, but before the Eternals? So what if the Deviants learned about the Celestials' plan despite what they were told to do and started killing all of life so that egg in the core could never hatch and destroy the planet? The Celestials didn't like their defiance, so then they created the Eternals to tell them that the Deviants were the bad guys so that they would go kill the bad guys. The same kind of story sort of happened in Captain Marvel, right? The Kree took her and told her that the Skrulls were the bad guys, and she found out that the Kree were actually the bad guys, and she ended up changing sides. So what if the Deviants had the same sort of story arc? What if they were the initial creation from the Celestials that were created to help them just get planets ready and rich of life, but then they learned about what the Celestials did when that life was ready, and they kind of, they didn't really like it, so they went on their own way and tried to kind of like nonchalantly kill all the things on the planet so that they wouldn't be able to give birth to another Celestial. But then the Celestials found out about it, and then they told all the Eternals that they were the bad guys, and that's kind of how it went. Because you see in the end credit scene that Eros that has that little neck ball that goes in the Eternals to communicate with the Celestials, so it kind of lets you know that they're not the only Eternals to then stray away from what the Celestials have said. So what if Eros is actually part of a group of Eternals that sort of, are rebelling against what the what the Celestials are doing? Which begs another question, because if Eros is in the rebellion against the Celestials, when does this war happen? Is that going to be in Eternals 2? Do we get to see a war between Eternals and Celestials? Because I bet the Celestials will win. But this was just a short video just to kind of explain that little theory that I thought about one day, and I've kind of been mulling it over in my head to see if it actually kind of makes sense, and it actually makes more sense the more I think about it, so I'm just gonna throw it out there and see what you guys think. But let me know in the comments what you think, and thank you for watching.